see Thor!
I'm in Salad, and I saw Thor, Love and Thunder. It is directed by Taika Waititi. Yes, I saw this in theaters. I remember seeing the poster. Like, I was like, oh man, I love the colors of the poster. That's pretty neat. Man, I just love it. And I was like, oh man, this is gonna be such a big hype movie. This is gonna have like killer aesthetics because, you know, the colors of the poster usually means the colors of the movie. I'm so psyched. This is my brain. I'm just like so excited. I can't even use words. So, let's get right into the movie. The movie starts. It starts with it being in the desert. There's chalky ground on it, and there's this guy. He lost his daughter. He's very sad, very distraught, and he's willing to do whatever he can, including grabbing this sword, which is cursed, but he's like, oh, I don't feel cursed, I feel good. Like, it's like, I don't feel injured at all, which is pretty cool. I mean, cursed, I guess, depends by definition, but you know, later on the line, you'll see the more of the effects of the cursed. But anyway, then we get to see Thor. You know, Thor's cool. Thor's chilling. I also love the montages of Thor, like when he's interacting with people, like his for example, his flashback to his previous relationship with Jane, how it all started, how he's all about love. He found Jane, and Jane's awesome, and they were so scared that they started to think about, oh no, I don't want to lose this life. So they started like building walls, separate each other from the relationship, and eventually that gap became too big, and the relationship ended as a result. And so, you know, they're on their separate ways, and it's pretty cool. I honestly, oh boy, there's a lot of battle scenes which are pretty cool. Like the first one, for example, Thor goes into battle, fighting all of these like shadow monsters. Wow, all these shadow monsters are just here, and they're terrifying. I mean, they got like 8 legs, and they're like crawling everywhere, and they're just like eating people. And then you got Thor. He's like, bam, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna protect these people. But guess who's also there? Mjolnir. You remember from the last movie how that got kind of shattered by the sister? Well, turns out, Thor put this enchantment curse, please protect her, and when it broke, and time came for it to be appearing in front of her eyes, Jane's eyes, Dr. Jane's eyes, she's like, oh, it's just like calling to me, and now I have this powerful weapon. Oh yeah, by the way, I have stage 4 cancer, so I'm thinking it has some healing properties. I'm very excited to see what the healing properties are. I'm going to touch it, grab it, make sure to use it, harness the power of it, because otherwise it's just not gonna work. I'm not gonna be living. I mean, she's not gonna live anyway. But you know, that's a spoiler to life that nobody wants to hear. But anyway, she's cool. She's looking cool. Natalie Portman, right? She looks great in this outfit. Like, wow, this outfit's cool. Also, Thor's outfit is very well designed. I really like the colors. I like the circles, the lines that draw attention to the circles and go down the body. It functions well as a design. And with the red cape, good contrast. And then Mighty Thor, not Lady Thor, Mighty Thor. She also looks cool too. And during the whole like the raid of like all these monsters, they steal a bunch of children. and they're trying to steal a bunch of children so they can hold them for ransom for Thor to come. And they immediately detect, like, oh, is it a trap? It seems like a trap. We need an army. Let's go to the gods. Let's see what the gods are up to. And they go to the secret party, and it's an orgy party. And this is the first time something like this has ever been mentioned in the Marvel movie that I've been aware of. And so when I was like, heard that, I was like, okay. I mean, that makes sense. Gods are immortal. They're bored. What else are they gonna do? Pretty much. So yeah, Thor is like, hey, I'm going to be very loud and talk and be very disrespectful to Zeus, whom he idolizes a lot. And he's like, hey, I need your help. There's a god killer. The guy who has the sword, well, Thor doesn't know that he has a sword at this point yet, but you know, the guy with the sword, he's trying to kill gods. And he's trying to go to this one specific place where he can grant, like, a wish to kill all the gods. And it's honestly quite amazing. Zeus is like, he's like, okay, weapon that you want, starts zwinging around, zoom, 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 zoom. Puts it back into his holder, no. And I was like, that's funny. I like that. That was a funny joke. And then Thor's like, alright, well, this sucks. You asked for it. And then a whole brawl occurs again. There's another fight scene. And this time it's with like a bunch of the guards. Zeus is like, alright. I don't need all these guards fighting these people. I'm gonna stop it once for all. So he like takes the lightning bolt and he like aims it towards Thor. And Thor catches it, puts like his electricity, throws it back at him, and he gets impaled, which is quite crazy. I mean, wow. Oh, wow. I'm just like, you just did it. You murdered Zeus. Or maybe you did. It would be cool if can Zeus's own weapon kill him? I guess that is a question for another day. But anyway, you know, they escape and they're going to this shadow dimension where, you know, Thor has been telepathically or some sort of like astral projection godlike power where he can kind of just be a hologram and where these people are at because they're Asgardians. They're Asgardian children. And he's like, hey, y'all are good. Y'all are brave. Y'all are braver than me. Keep y'all's spirit up. Thor is great. He's like, okay, cool. Really, honestly, the best thing to do is to keep children not scared, or else they will freak out and die. So, there's a whole lot of like switching back and forth between that. Also, speaking of switching back and forth, when it comes to the Jane, she drops in Mjolnir and loses some of the, just all of the muscles, all the color from her face is gone because she is dying, and every time she uses the Mjolnir, it just kind of destroys her a little inside, just a little bit. But if she uses enough, she will die. And she gets to the point where, I mean, and I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm sad. I'm at this point, I'm like, all right, I'm for you using the Mjolnir until you die, because it's a good last experience. If you do die, then it's worth it, you know? But if you just stay alive and you are miserable, that's also not very good. And then you die, but you don't have the experience that you wanted anyway. So just use it. Just do it. Just do it quick. Die quickly. That's my motto. Meanwhile, you got Thor. He's like, okay, we gotta go to this, we gotta go save these children. I know how to get to these children. We got a boat, right? We gotta pick out this fancy boat, which is pretty cool. just a little cooler than like an average like normal boat, but not as cool as like a spaceship. But you know what? They got goats, and the goats can go fast on rainbow. The goats can rainbow. You had a Stormbreaker, right? And he's just rainbow, big rainbow energy, just out and about. Honestly, love it. If this was 2010, I would expect a Pop-Tart cat to be there instead of goats. But you know, the goats are fine instead. It's okay. I'm gonna pet the goats even though they scream aloud a lot. But also, you know what's awesome? The Stormbreaker actually kind of breaks when the God Killer touches it. And then it's like all funky. It's like, it's very... The energy kind of is not stable enough for anything to happen to have it be good. The Mjolnir is kind of, I mean, it's still good, but it kind of breaks into pieces now. Is that a feature, or is that like a weakness? Leave a comment in the below if you think either one. So anyway, get to this rock planet. And they do the crash face first perspective joke. And I was like, oh, I saw that in Rick and Morty once. That was pretty funny. And then they did the thing where they like walk around the space planet, and it's just like, oh, you have already walked like a quarter of the equator. How awesome is that? But then, the space killer guy is here. I mean, not the space killer. The God Killer guy is here. He's here to kill you, Thor. And also, it's just, oh wow, I can't believe it. There's like, they go into like the shadow like realm where the children are, and the children are like scared, and the children are telling stories about how good Thor is, and the guy's like, oh, let me just tell you a story of how I'm going to detach this guy's head, and then he does. By guy, I mean like some sort of like snake bug kind of creature. Throws it to the kids. I'm like, oh, that's terrifying. I don't want to see it. If it's just like flopping around, that would be so gross. So you get Mighty Thor. She gets to the Shadow Realm first, and she's like, oh wait, the Stormbreaker is the Storm Axe, the axe. I don't care what it's called. It's an axe. It's a cool axe. She just yeets it. Get out of here, axe. And of course, the whole colors. There's no colors except for when it's near the Mjolnir or the lightning bolt. Yeah, the lightning bolt. The Zeus's lightning bolt. There's color near that, but everywhere else, none, except for the irises in that God Killer's eyes. And he's really aggressive. He's like, summon, do it now. And it takes a little bit, but Thor eventually, under a bunch of duress, a bunch of like, everybody's like a bunch of tentacles just like waffling everyone, just like squeezing everyone tighter. He does it, but also he's like, yeah, smashes the earth. The earth goes kind of broken a little bit, but not Earth, it's the rock planet that they're on. And I'm like, ooh, this looks really cool. I was like, wow, I can't believe he's like that powerful. And it's pretty amazing. But then, better plot twist, yeets, begons, adios. Doesn't that suck for you? Well, he tries the adios, but the guy like follows him. There's a whole like fight battle where actually, you know what? Thor goes to defeat him solo, and he's getting overpowered, and then Mighty Thor, she's like, oh, one more time, I gotta pick up my hammer and start beating the guy. And they team up, and then she's just kind of chilling there. After he's defeated, after the sword is defeated, he turns into cool dust. She's like chilling there. She's like, oh, I'm talking about my life story. I love you. I love you so much, Thor. Thor, you've been the greatest person in my life. It's been an honor. And then she dies. She goes into dust. It's very sad. I'm like, no, Jane. That really almost brought tears to my eyes. It was just like, whoo, I'm so sad. I'm so distraught. I cannot believe it. Oh my goodness. Just Jane. But guess what? Who's there? It's like a child version. You wouldn't guess how he got the daughter. It's the God Killer's daughter, actually, and he brought it back to life. Now they're kind of beside each other. They're palling along, and they're doing some adventure stuff. They have the power. They're protecting the good people who are less advantaged than just a massive army of these crazy creatures. There's so many, and it's Thor with Mjolnir and the God Killer's daughter with the Storm Killer, and it's like, and then it ends, and they go into battle, and then bam! It's awesome. I love it. I love the ending. Whew! What a beautiful, lovely story. It's a story all about love. How love is good, and it's good to feel bad, even if you lose someone you love, than to never have felt love at all. And that was very sweet. I was like, it's a really good lesson. And I wish more people really appreciated this movie's lesson. So, I gotta give this movie a solid 7.5 out of 10. If you like that content, I have more content at patreon.com/ASEPresents. $3 a month, daily vlogs, plus extended mint salad sauce, plus $20 a month, one movie review per one request. So go to patreon.com/ASEPresents. If you want to DM me about movies or anything else, I answer all fam DMs at fansly.com/titsmintsalad. So go check it out. Till next time, mint salad saw. I'll see you later, my salad croutons and bacon bits. Thank you.